You said you were perplexed about,
They
yeah,
just don't see how it could work.
yeah, how it would work. Yeah, this is the thing, right? I mean, and how long has the conversation been that you've had with them? Just out of interest, those people that you've had that
Only briefly.
briefly, yeah. So,
Only briefly, and just in the last couple of days since I came across this, because I'm like I don't have all the information. So here's the website. Y'all should go check it out and read it for yourself.
hmm,
But yeah,
yeah,
the biggest reaction I've gotten is I don't see how that could even work. And one person actually said that that would be a horrible thing
yeah, yeah.
because then how would anybody function? Like if we take away these systems of control, it's all just going to descend into anarchy. And I'm like, but it won't.
Hmm. Well,
It won't. It doesn't have to.
that word that you used, and people do use it all the time to obviously describe chaos, but actually anarchy just means without rulers, which is exactly what we want because it's the rulers that actually control people and then obviously dictate, etc., and oppress. So, but yes, it doesn't surprise me that you're having that response reaction. I mean, obviously, as you get better, as you do it more, you find what words and terms you can use, and very quickly in a specific way that actually get people to pause for thought and actually consider what you're saying, and it maybe just prompt you or probe you for more information rather than immediately. I mean, what you will find with a physical setting, unless somebody is completely like kind of they're going through their spiritual awakening and they're kind of, oh yeah, we're all ascending and they're down that kind of mindset, the vast majority of people in the first few minutes are just going to be thinking, this is a fairy tale, it's a fantasy, it's never going to happen. And this is one of the reasons why creating content online, because I get that same, people have said that to me when they've seen my videos that are like 1 minute long, 2 minutes long. They ask for more information, but they often think, well, this guy's a lunatic if he thinks that this is going to work. This is ridiculous. But then when they actually get more time to listen to what I say when I do a longer video, and if they come live, then actually more of those people that were at first, oh my gosh, this is no way going to work, they then start to piece together and understand how it can work and it will work. Some people still, even when they get quite a lot more information, still won't be ready for it. But that doesn't really matter. There's plenty of people that with the right amount of information, in the right way, having time to process it and understand it, they will actually be ready for it and they'll even potentially help with us. But the thing is with content creation, you don't have people interrupting you, or you don't have the pressure of looking at their reactions as you're talking and that to distract you. You're doing a video and they're just listening to you. And also when you're live, although you have comments that you can respond to, again, they can't interrupt your flow and they're hanging out and they want to obviously hear more, see what else you say, which might kind of convince them or give them some other reason to find why this can't work, which they obviously will be searching for, because people always are searching for why something can't work as opposed to why something can. So that's where, again, the content creation opportunity, I see that you've done, you do videos already, is amazing. We can make a much bigger impact because we can reach literally each one of us, thousands of people a week, right? With the content, which will resonate with those that resonates with, and then obviously find the right people at the right time and recruit people and move the movement forward more quickly. So,
we can recruit the right people with the, if we can recruit the right people with the larger followings, word will get out much quicker because I've only got like 2,000 or 3,000 followers.
Yeah, you don't have to. I mean, yes, obviously it's going to be amazing when we have people with big platforms and big followings jump on board. But what we'll find is that we have to have actually, respectively, a much bigger number, I think, for a lot of those people to actually come, especially the ones with really big platforms. Because, albeit what we're doing is amazing and it's unique, they're kind of going to be attached to what they're doing at the moment. They won't see it as sufficiently substantiated enough. So, but what we will find is that there are some people that are coming to us which have got big followings that are interested in helping us. That will happen, but we ourselves are actually able to be the difference, and we don't need to wait for other people to come in and make that big difference because you don't know again who you're going to speak to, who's going to see your video, who's going to hear about it from you. That may well be ready. Maybe they've seen it from other people, myself at that point, and so they're ready just when they see you, and then they come on board. So they could then bring in, obviously, like you say, hundreds of thousands or even millions of people. But yeah, basically, so when you actually, you're quite interested in potentially thinking about doing the content creation, like what you see me doing, do you think? Because I saw you did a video already where you said,
oh yeah,
and I commented on it. I commented on it today. Did you see my comment?
Yeah. No, I haven't even gone through it. Like I said, I've been sick. But yeah, I did make a video on it yesterday. I just pieced one together with what I found online about it. So
Well, that was
get
awesome
the word out there. I figure if we make a couple of videos a day and put them into circulation, that at least hits 300 people for every video.
Yeah, no, but it was awesome what
Right?
you did. I
And then
commented.
do a couple of lives a week.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. What you did was actually very good. It inspired me. It gave me the idea to do something similar because, yeah, I know that you can do 7-second videos and they're quite good because then they do actually get watched and circulated out to more people. But what you
Mm-hmm.
did was very good because you actually created intrigue. You went, yeah, there's this really cool, I don't know if you said movement or this really cool website and something going on. It's called Divine Global. And you didn't say monetary system because that just saying that would
Right.
probably put a lot of people off because they would obviously
Yeah. When you
have
start
a preconceived
hitting,
idea. Yeah, so I like that and I thought that was very,
yeah,
very good.
they have preconceived notions.
Yeah, and
That kind of associates it with a bank, and I didn't want to do that because I'm very anti-banks.
yeah, yes, indeed.
um, but
So,
yeah, doing that and then just putting pieces of the website on there so that when they look at it, they're like, okay, but now I want the whole story. See, now you've got to go look at the actual website.
yeah, yeah.
So
Well,
that does help.
you
I've
can.
learned that that'll drive traffic.
Yeah, you'll be able to, I mean, obviously with time, because obviously, I mean, it just takes you learning more and speaking about it more and actually recording yourself doing that for you to then start to be able to actually, be able to actually explain it very well. And you could do videos if you wanted to that could be 2 minutes long, 3 minutes long that go into more detail, like you'll see that I do. I've done
Right.
10-minute videos. They won't go out to lots of people, but they're another reference point. And what you can do with that short videos,
Right.
like one you did already, is you can repeatedly do virtually you can create do a new creation, so it's a new fresh upload, slightly different in some way, maybe different wording that you have on the screen when they scroll onto it, but use the same thing every day as one of your videos, and it's just going to be very easy for you to do that without having to
Yep.
think about what you need to do. So was your
Yep.
did you have interest in actually trying to sort of like make some money with doing this as well? Because I mentioned about monetizing social media with the potential to do it. I mean, it's a byproduct. It shouldn't be the focus, but
Well,
is that something you're interested in?
it's going to add to it.
Yeah,
Like it's not what I'm getting into it for, but it'll definitely
perfect.
end up adding to it because it's going to become part of my content.
Cool.
So,
Perfect. Well, that's
yeah.
exactly the right attitude. It shouldn't
It,
be the reason why anybody's getting involved in the movement is to try and make money out of it. This is just a
yeah, no,
strategy. Yeah, yeah. This is just a strategy that I came up with, as
yeah,
you've heard
no.
me probably explaining. And so I obviously have to
I'm,
make that
I'm
very clear.
trying to get, yeah, I'm trying to get word out about how to grow things, how to replace this food forest they destroyed, and anything else that's going to better our living situation. Because oh man, I saw this stuff come in about 20 years ago, and it almost made me lose it because people kept calling me crazy. And yeah, I might have been a little paranoid, but that paranoid's well founded. Looking at the world now and everything I was paranoid about coming true, um, the only way I could keep my sanity was to figure out how I was going to survive through it when it did happen. So now I have all these skills. I can survive just fine through all of this. Me personally, I could leave here with a backpack and nobody will ever see me again, and I will be living somewhere happily in the woods all by myself. Um, I'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
I
not
can
just about
eat.
you,
I
though, is
can
it?
feed myself.
Yeah,
Right. It's not about me. I need to share what I know with other people so they can survive it too, because I don't want to be alone.
yeah. And you care about people, and
The
you sort of
world would
think, well,
be
you want to be. You're
all
a
right.
protector. You're a steward. You're a guardian. You got it in your heart. You're there. You're one for the people. You're caring about
So,
people and all that sort of stuff. That's all. That's amazing. That's what exactly
so this
why.
falls in with that.
Yeah. So
People need to figure this out.
they do. Notice just looking at your TikTok account. Obviously your views, I can see potentially one of the reasons why some of your views are going to be kind of like I mean, it always fluctuates, but some of your views generally are quite low, right? And one of the reasons can be
Mhm.
purely for the fact that you're actually the different types of content that you create, because you talk about different things. So then the
Yeah,
algorithm doesn't know
yeah,
who's right for you, and it just there's so many bots as well, right? That also we're always
yep,
up against so many bots seeing our content. So that just reduces the impact that we make because they don't do anything that really drives the content out to more people in terms of engagement. Their engagement's clear to the algorithm that they're a bot, so they don't count. The other factor is that
right.
basically, yeah, essentially some of the content you watch and some of maybe your comments on other people's posts can be controversial, so you get shadow banned a little bit, and that can be an element.
Oh
So,
yeah.
so
Hmm.
there's a
I'm
suggestion.
aware.
It's one of those things, but I mean, I think it's more leaning on the first thing than the second thing, right? Um, but yeah, definitely also what you watch is going to be good because although what we're talking about is for everyone, again, you need to try and really teach the algorithm a specific. Tend to get just a better reach with people when you're actually focusing on more or less a more of a
Yeah.
niche group, right? So what you could do is
Yep.
you could set up a separate TikTok, yeah, for this specifically if you want to, or just even with the mind that actually, do you know what, you've got this other one which you can use very specifically maybe for certain things, and you can use this one for mainly for GPMS, but for other things as well possibly. I mean, you can kind of combine some things. You can combine your content a little bit, but what you need to do when you're combining your content is you need to kind of bring
I
it back
was
around.
gonna do.
Ah, oh, beautiful. Yeah, your dog
I
is.
was gonna do an account. I was gonna do an account with just him and him and him on it. Just do a pet account and then put the global GPMS stuff on that.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
So that'll be like the whole account.
Yeah. So basically, like in terms of what you do with this, how you do your content. Obviously, people can create content for free. You've already got some experience doing it. Your experience with doing videos, you don't mind talking. You've done that, and you could potentially do more of that. You could develop your skill if you want to do that, and obviously you can do all that free. Obviously, the opportunity to monetize it, which is the byproduct, is secondary, but it's something that can happen as you start to build an audience and attract people. This topic, when you
Right.
actually talk about it, you will attract people. What you do need to do is you need to lock in to this, and with anything that you've done, like I've obviously dabbled in the past with different sort of side hustles and trying to help people with health and supply those things and stuff. The thing is it's so easy to jump around from one thing to another. That's also going to affect your ability to really find a success in a particular thing. But with this, you've got to have, like, we know that this is the solution. This is going to be what does it for everyone forever. Like, so we should be locking into this, and then with that focus and consistency, you're going to be able to develop your skill. You'll get the success because you're focusing on something specific, and then that's where you potentially can really turn this into also an extra income for you. Because if you could obviously promote this like once a week on a video, it would get out to a few people, or even once every other day. But that isn't going to result in probably consistent people discovering you and really getting to know you very well, very quickly, to start being able to really resonate with
Right.
you and trust you and all that sort of stuff. Because there is that when you're dealing with people online, is building that trust. A lot of people can't believe what we're talking about for a start, so they need to follow you. But going live is amazing that you go live as well. I can obviously help you learn how to kind of, I don't know, I haven't seen you going live, so I don't know how you go about it, but to actually have a basic framework that works really well.
No. I did well when it was summertime and I could be outside and I was building the food forest because then I had something to talk about, right? But
Mm.
if you can't tell, I'm a little all over the place.
Oh,
I don't focus very well on one thing
yeah. Well,
at all, very
I,
well.
I've always been easily distracted, and and that as well. But actually, with something like this, where yes, it might take you a bit of time to sort of really kind of get your head around the things that you can to sort of be able to talk about it, because it's so big. It is going to be very easy for you to focus on that. But then you do have to, when you're doing lives and stuff, of course, people ask you other things or they make other comments where you can go off, the topic a little bit, which is cool. But then you just got to basically keep yourself in check and bring yourself back round. And you just need to keep on every kind of 5 to 10 minutes saying to people, because there's new people coming in watching from the outside as well, what we're talking about is creating the free world, the
Right.
heaven on earth. We're doing it by worldwide vote, blah, blah, blah. So you obviously get used to doing that. And that's where you're constantly helping people engage and see what you're doing. Plus, there's features, I don't know if you've ever used these, but I started using them yesterday. It made a massive difference. The sound effects where you can have laughter and clapping and all that sort of stuff. Have you ever used those?
Hmm. Yeah, I haven't figured out where they're at yet, but I know
Very,
they're there.
yeah, when you open up your live, okay, so for the first 20 seconds, you don't really have anyone in the live. It takes a few seconds for people to start coming through. You've got enhance is a button that you've got at the bottom. You'll see there's a little thing that says there's an icon which is to enhance. So you tap on that, and then there's some other options that come up, and there's sound effects. You just tap on that, and you'll see that there's a list of sound effects. So as soon as you use one, you can use all of them, and it will just stay open, and you just keep on using them when you want. Simple. So you'll be able to do that. You'll be able to find.
All right, I'm up to pushing buttons again today.
Yeah, because then you can have some fun with it. Yesterday, it quickly within the first 5-10 minutes went right up to 80 people, which was the fastest I've seen it grow to that number, pretty much. And it was because I was going, yeah, we're building the free world, and then I'd like be like, and I was going, isn't that amazing? I said, we're going to be voting out the politicians, and I kept on doing it, and I was having a laugh with it, having a bit of fun, and obviously people were like, okay, and it was giving them time to think about it and see, because they instantly think that there's a lot of engagement going on because you're already doing these sound effects. So yeah, it really started it off really, really well. So that's something you could do. So what I'm going to quickly share with you is a couple of things, because I can share my screen with you. You're on your phone, so hopefully you can see this. It might be a bit difficult because you've only got a small screen. I don't know how well you can see this on your screen, because this is basically my Canva that I've opened up. Right? Because
hold on 1 second.
Can you see that? I can zoom it actually. Yeah. Let me see if I can zoom this.
I probably see it with these on.
Well, I'm going to open up some of the things you'll see so you can see them, right? So can you see this one? Can you see what I'm pointing at here? Can you see a number of things I'm pointing at? Yeah. Okay. So this is. Have you been onto my Beacon store? Have you seen this before? This is where I direct people.
Is it a link in your bio?
Yes, the link in my bio. Okay. It's a free store that I set up absolutely for free. Very, very simple to do. It literally took me about half an hour to get it initially set up. And then you can plug your PayPal into it, right? So that you can receive money from people directly. Now, it's basically like a link tree, but you can host digital products on there. So the first link I've got on there is for Divine GPMS. And so that's what I tell people to obviously click on to go and give their vote for free. And obviously it's absolutely free to do that. I've actually set up a Buy Me a Coffee. Have you ever used Buy Me a Coffee before? It's a donations kind of thing.
No.
So Buy Me a Coffee, you just put buy me a coffee into Google, and it will come up with the website. You set up a free account. It's free to set up. You set up a profile. Very simple. It takes you about 5 to 10 minutes to do. Then you can link Stripe, which is a payment processor. Do you know what Stripe is? Have you heard of Stripe?
No, I don't know what Stripe is. I have PayPal though.
It's like PayPal, but it gives people the option to make payments on installments, like more installments potentially, like through Klarna and ClearPay and things like that. So that's very useful if you're selling more expensive products online. But a lot of people get pay later options with PayPal anyway. So I think you can integrate PayPal with it. If not, when you've got more than $20 of donations, I think you can deposit that straight into your bank account from the platform. But the great thing is, it's a free website. So this is where I'm saying that like people can literally, who are recruiting, being a promoter of GPMS and a promoter to recruit other promoters stroke recruiters, because that's what we're doing, is we're recruiting as many people as possible so that they can start doing what we're doing online. Everyone can set this store up for free. They can certainly set me up a Buy Me a Coffee for free. If they've got PayPal and they can link PayPal in, or if they can, because some countries can't do that. People in Africa can't use PayPal. They're just not allowed. So they can't do this. But in the West, obviously people can. So that's a way that people that, as you're doing this consistently and you're doing content on a daily basis, for example, and you're going live regularly, people who start to follow you, there's bound to be people at some point that will, you can obviously say, like, if you'd like to support me, if you're not sort of, helping promote this, but you'd like to support some of us that are, or just me, you can buy me a coffee, and you just go to my link in my bio and you just click on the Buy Me a Coffee link, and then you might find you get donations that way. And that's obviously just free will, free choice when people want to do that. Okay. So what I have on here,
that's cool though.
It's cool, right? So it means that people can set this up and they can start to monetize quite simply through just building their audience and promoting this potentially with time. It doesn't happen overnight. Like I say, you've got to be consistent. You've got to do it, over the course of you could find you get people that are connect with you and happy to donate something straight away, but we can't focus too much on asking for that. That's just something that hopefully people organically do, right? But for people that come into the movement, like I say, what I've done is I've created some digital products. Now, this is the key one here, right? Which is the TikTok Editor Mastery by Denovan. It's actually a very simple course. Now, I've actually created a bundle where you've got a few different things in there, including this, and I've actually this on its own, I've priced it at £45 because there is value in it. But obviously, I want to help people get in and start, and I'm not like looking to make money, but I want to create stuff that people can make money from. So if I go back to this,
Right.
if I go back to here, okay, you see these two here: Fast Start Bundle £60, Fast Start Bundle £10. These two are exactly the same. What I've done is I've discounted the bundle from £60 to £10, and it includes the hooks and scripts that give you some kind of guidance of what you can, say, and also some hooks that you can use.
Right.
You know what hooks are when people have a visual hook, on
Yeah.
the screen, and what you say when you
Yeah.
start it. You'll understand more of that because in
Right.
my actual guide on how to edit your videos like a pro very quickly, it's very easy to watch. I'll have a quick look at some of the samples in a second of the videos that you watch. I'm also giving you the kind of ingredients of why you should do a video in a certain way, like in terms of edit your video at the beginning of the video so it comes in straight away, that sort of stuff. Now, you might know that, but a lot of people won't know those things. So it's helping giving you some of what I've learned over the 12 months that I've been doing this, right? And it's pretty advanced stuff, okay? And it's very
And I've
simple.
been making,
Go for it.
I've only been making content for about 4 months. And prior to that, there's maybe a dozen pictures of me in existence.
Oh,
I
wow.
I avoided getting a smartphone. I didn't have a smartphone until they'd already been out for a decade. I stayed so far from technology and being in this digital life, like it's not funny. Um, my credit score is 8.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan.
I don't participate with the government. I keep myself so separate from the government that it's not funny anymore. It's
Yeah.
actually begun to inhibit my life
Of course. Yeah.
because I won't participate.
Yeah. No, good for you. Good for you. No,
I won't contribute to mass genocide.
No. Well, yeah, we're definitely like, yeah. So I'm not a big fan of obviously technology and social media, but we've got to use this because this is obviously gonna smash it.
We have to.
And so what I wanted to say is basically, we'll have a quick look at that in a second. We might possibly, I know that you're not 100%. I appreciate you coming today, just even though you're not 100% today. If we need to go over into another session because maybe you want to ask me some questions, maybe we can cover a couple of things I haven't got to yet. If that happens, then we may be able to do that. We might have to wait 10 minutes because sometimes when you do a free one like
We
this, it
might.
goes. But yeah, you can let me know if you feel like you want to do that,
Yeah.
if you're comfortable with it. So in that bundle, you also get like how to create digital products in Canva. Now, this is just a guide that explains again how you can potentially use Canva. Canva is actually, again, you'll be surprised how simply you can create digital products because it's got an AI assistant again that does it for you just based on a prompt. It's a bit like ChatGPT. So I don't know if have you ever used ChatGPT or are you staying well clear of ChatGPT? Are you scared of it?
Yeah, I stay away from those, but I have learned quite a bit about them. Unfortunately, um, yeah, I'm really, really against them. I live in Michigan, man. They're about to put up so many data centers, and our water table's already screwed. So yeah, I'm really against AI, but
Yeah.
I am learning to appreciate. I'm learning to appreciate some of the things it is giving us, but man, there is a proper I think there's a proper use for it and then some abuse of it that goes on too. Like we don't
Right.
need it
Yeah.
everywhere.
No, I mean, yeah, definitely. We're conflicted with it because obviously it can serve us certainly
Yeah,
as
we
well.
don't need it really. We don't we don't really need it to be entertaining ourselves with, but for things like spreading information, writing books, like I don't think I could sit down and write a book, but I've got enough information for a book in my head. So yeah, I am playing around with the idea of
Yeah.
collaborating with this chat GBT thing.
Or you'll be able to
I
create
am.
create your own ebook and you can actually create a digital product and you can upload it to your store and then you can sell it for whatever you want, right? And then that way you could have another product to supply.
Right.
So this Beacons guide here, this is the website Beacons. This is what I've got all of this hosted on. Like I say, this is a free store. I didn't pay anything to have this option, right? And I didn't go through a guide to figure out how to do it. You could probably figure out how to set it up because the AI assistant, it connects your social media in there. It just says, yeah, can I connect your PayPal? If you've got PayPal, then it'll get you to log into your PayPal and you connect your PayPal. It's very simple. There's a couple of bits you have to learn and figure out, which I haven't put in this guide. that actually is how to sort of like upload your digital products. But again, it's very intuitive, but I can help you if you need help at any point. I'm here to support, right? So, but this guide, I've included in the bundle. You can see these are the individual prices I've put on these things, but it means that some people might want to buy from you and see if they get a digital product. And so they feel comfortable with just trying the £5 one just to see that they actually get something through. So that's why you can make £5 from an individual purchase, you know, and maybe they don't want these things, but they want this one. So they might pay £45 for that.
Right.
But unlikely, seeing as we're selling it for £10 as a bundle. So the reason why I've done that is that when you actually get this, because it's a digital product, you receive access to it in your inbox. You can download it. You've got it for life. So you can use it. You can refer to it for life, because obviously you can go through it in about half an hour, 40 minutes, but it's going to be a good reference guide for you. But then you can actually supply it to anyone else that joins us in this mission, like anyone who's you're building an audience with, and they say, look, you know, I love to help. Can I do this? Can I do what you do? And you can say, yeah, look, this is what I did. I started with, say, the Fast Start bundle. It was £10, right? You can get it. And then you'll make 100% of that money through your PayPal. You don't have to split the money with me, even though I create the product and I've sold it to you and you're supplying on your effectively resupplying it, reselling it, but you get 100% of the money every time over and over again. So it's a way you can make a bit of extra cash. If then there's that point where you're kind of making, you know, $100, $200 a week, whatever, and some people will go for this straight away. I've got these other programs, right? This is what I actually bought to learn all of the skills that I've learned, and I still haven't completed the full course. But I've got a Legacy Builders program. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, because there's quite a few people that promote it on social media.
No, what's that?
It's a proper mentorship program. Like, there's an actual community that's attached to it with 55,000 people. It's an online school platform. I'm creating my own online school platform. I hope to get up and running by January, where you can join that. You can have an app on your phone, so you can just come in and you can connect with other people in the school and who will be on this mission with us, right? And you can connect with them, support each other. I'll be able to add value.
What is the school for? So hold on.
The school it's an online community, and it's often used for online e-learning courses and programs, mentorship, and that sort of stuff.
Is it for learning stuff about the computer or phone, internet, or is it about for learning stuff that can be applied in real life?
Yeah, learning. Well, there's lots of different on the school platform. There's lots of different online schools and communities, and they teach different things. The one that I originally became part of is this one you're looking at here, okay, and it specifically teaches very comprehensively everything you need to know about how to market anything online. So we're using those skills to market GPMS, or I am, right? But a lot of people learn the skills on how to market themselves ultimately, because really you're marketing yourself, because it's people are buying from you, and it's you that you're building an audience with, right? With the audience are building the relationship with you. But then you can supply any products that you've got to that audience, because they're following you, they like you, and all that sort of stuff. And so these programs come with something called master resale rights, which basically gives you the rights again for life to be able to sell them on for 100% profit over and over again. So like what I've done with my digital product for £10, with these programs, anyone that buys them, they pay the fee once. So we've got the cheapest one of the programs, which is actually $100. Let me just go back here. It's a $100 launch pad. It's not that comprehensive, but it really teaches people the online business fundamentals, how to build an email list, because then you've got people that you can email rather than rely on them in your social media. So once you have people in an email list, you can send an email to everyone just with one button to 100,000 or 1,000 people, 5,000 people. It's very, very useful. But you have to learn about that. So you learn all of those skills in that course, but you also learn more about how to create content, how to engage people, how to increase views. But it costs $100. You pay that once, and then you can supply that to anyone else for 100% profit over and over again. It's not like network marketing or affiliate marketing where there's any kind of levels of commission. You just receive 100% of the money every time you sell it to one person that wants it, right? And then they can either just learn from it, or they can learn and earn from it, also reselling it. So there's a lot of people moving into digital marketing. That's what they call it. I've
seen a lot of that.
Yeah. So So that's the cheapest course of the programs. They're all bundled together. So the next one up is $300. Again, the same principle. Once you buy that, you've got it. You can supply it for 100% profit. The next one up is $600. The next one up is $900.
That's a cool idea.
So what with this particular setup, with this particular training that I did, I actually started out a year ago. I bought the $900 program because it contains all of the other ones. It contains the digital mastery for 600. It contains the blueprint for 300. It contains the 100. So it meant that I'd be able to offer people one of 4 different places to start, depending on how much money they've got and what they're comfortable with. But these again can be bought on a payment plan. If you're in the States, if you've got Stripe, you can offer the $900 program over 4 months, probably for about something like $180 or $200 a month for 4 months or something like that, or whatever it is at $900 over 4 months, or they might be able to do it on 12 months. So some people might get that, and a lot of people who sell these programs, the best-selling product that they sell, because they focus on that, they're not trying to promote what we're doing. They're not attracting an audience who want free world. They're attracting people who just want to make money online, and that's all they promote on their content is how to make money buying a course and reselling it. And that's what a lot of them are basically promoting. But they do well. A lot of them do well. A lot of them don't, because again, they spend a lot of money. And then they want to get sales quickly, and then they put a lot of pressure on themselves and they give up often too soon. But what we've got the power of is building a community and an audience of people, okay, that are engaged with the free world, the heaven on earth that we're creating, the free vote, and giving their agreement. Some of those people want to help us on the mission. Some of those people will, maybe start with a £10 bundle, right? And then they'll make some money from that. Then they'll say, well, you're building an audience. How about when you're ready, you buy the Launchpad or the Daily Blueprint, and then you can sell that onto your audience, to the people that are going through exactly the same process. Does that kind of make sense?
Yes, it really does.
It's not like you're actually trying to sell people very expensive products from the outset. We're giving them a stepping stone process. We're letting them actually start having progress, get used to creating content, be consistent at it, get better at doing it, and actually build an audience. And then people can see loads of us doing it as well as they join our community, because I'll create a community like that, one that I'm showing you here. I'll just show you something here, right? This is the actual community. Right. So when you actually get into a community like the one that I've been a part of, but I'm going to create one just like this for our GPMS world, right? This is Michelle. She's the creator of the community. So she does a lot of posting, but you have people here that can post, they can introduce themselves, and then they'll have lots of people in the community connecting with them. They can talk about their wins. They can you can upload daily videos that you've done to get feedback and, guidance. They've got a tech support button here. They've got social media. Okay, so we can continue on with where we were at. Welcome back into the room, Michelle. Pleased to have you here again. Just quickly, have you ever done, have you hosted a Zoom before? Have you ever actually been the host of a Zoom? It's actually very simple to do. I mean, it's not that much different than actually just participating, especially when you're doing one-on-one. I mean, obviously you have some features and things. Right. But yeah, you could find that. I don't know if you're kind of interested in connecting with more people who are like-minded and having more meaningful connections with certain people. Are you up for that, or are you not really? You're not really kind of caring about connecting with people really on much level?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to connect to people. Definitely. I am going into I can get to TikTok on this. So I can go to your profile and look at your website.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm definitely trying to connect to people, because we're gonna need personal connection to people coming in these next few years. Just going to be necessary.
I actually, again, it depends on obviously one's perception, but essentially we should basically be absolutely kind of the mind. The more of us that basically gain this kind of level of conviction, the more it's going to likely occur that we can actually get this done inside of 2026. Now that seems like impossible because we're at 384,000 and we need to get to 4 billion, right? But I don't know if you've ever seen me in my lives say this, or whether you've seen me in any of my videos say this. I don't know how much of my content you've seen really to sort of know, but you can tell me. Have you heard me say anything about, if everybody shares this with 3 people or 3 families within a week, right? If everybody does that within a week, they give their agreement, they don't hesitate because it's a free vote, it's creating the absolute. So everybody should give their agreement without hesitation, and they should register all of their family members, all of the children. If everyone did that, so say, for example, we took you, for example, we'd started just at ground zero. You were the first one to discover this from me. And you shared it with everyone, well, you shared it with just 3 families that you know, right? And they could be like kind of extended family to you, right? And those people gave their agreement, and then they shared it with another 3 families that they know within a week. If everybody does it within a week, the mathematics of 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, 21 times, is 10.5 billion. So that means that in 21 weeks, if everybody only took a week, we could be there in 21 weeks. That's how quickly it could all suddenly occur. Now, obviously, it doesn't happen like that, and it's not happening because people have their skepticism and all the rest of it. But with the nature of what we're doing, when the numbers get to a big enough number, we don't know what that is. It could be 10 million, could be 50 million, could be 100 million worldwide. The people will be learning about it, and they won't have the level of skepticism that they've got now. And there'll also be other things going on probably where they're more awakened because of what's going on in the world as well by that point. But let's just say that's in 3 months' time or 6 months' time. It could suddenly, just in a blink of an eye, go from wherever it is at 100 million to reaching, the majority. Do you understand the 3-phase plan? I mean, are you kind of clued up on the 3 phases? Do you kind of understand it in principle, what those are? So the first phase of the plan is to get to 1.75 billion people worldwide, okay? And to do that as quickly as possible. The reason being is at 1.75 billion people, I appreciate I'm giving you numbers here, and obviously that can be a bit overwhelming just to get numbers, but the reason why 1.75 billion is significant and substantial is that when that's worldwide, if you divide all the countries in the world up, there's about 200 countries. It means on average we've got 8 million people in each country that have given their agreement. Now that's not that many, obviously, in the States where you've got 300 million people, but when it's seen by the police and the military in the States that isn't just 8 million in your country, and obviously it'd be more respective, it'd probably be that you've got more numbers in America, and other countries would be like 8 million or 5 million. When we get to that number of like 8 million on average per country around the world, and it's known by the police and the military in all of the countries around the world that we've got this worldwide substantial number in each country around the world, because of what we're telling them in the content, because we're saying phase 2 of the plan is when the police and the military are happy to stand with the people, because at 1.75 billion people worldwide, we are actually a universal nation, what we're creating, albeit that we're in the ether and we're all over the world. We're standing in divine law, which is to protect all people with do no harm. And that puts us in a higher authority. We've got the plan to create the free world, which obviously the police and the military mainly are family people. They've got families, they've got children that they want to, obviously be caring for, and they want to be free from the stress mainly, and from this oppressive world that we live in. They don't yet realise the reality of that actually happening yet. But when the numbers get big enough, they can emotionally detach from their monthly paycheck, because they're going to always do what the government tells them to do, because they need to look after their families and pay for their families' lives now, right? But when they understand through our communication that they just need to not stand in our way when we've substantiated enough in each country, when it comes to us getting into the mainstream media. So when we get to 1.75 billion, basically the police and the military, they essentially say, look, we're all with you. We're with the people now. Let's get you to phase 3. We go into the mainstream media outlets. We don't get stopped by the police or military. We just go in there, and then we just basically broadcast to the rest of the world through the mainstream. This is what's occurring. We've got 1.75 billion agreements worldwide. And they get educated on everything that they haven't been taking in. And within hours of those initial broadcasts, mainstream, we're going to get to a high majority, because you'll get all of the other people that would just be, of course, I want to work 40 hours a month, 50 hours a month. I want the free world. And they see it's real because it's in the mainstream media. It breaks the illusion. And so then, of course, instantly we freeze the price index. So phase 3 of the plan is implementation and inception. We instantly freeze the price index because we own everything. Everything's instantly owned by the people, not by any group. It's all of us. And we have already, in between phase 1 and phase 3, there's already people gathering as like think tanks, who can actually help with some of that initial restructuring. And we obviously educate the people through the mainstream media at that point where we go into the mainstream media, actually how we do this and how it's done very seamlessly and peacefully, and it's beautiful. And so no one has to worry about rent, mortgages instantly when we get to that majority. We instantly dissolve debt and taxes completely. There's no rent or mortgages to pay. So people don't have to worry about that. They don't have to worry about their energy bills because we own all of the energy companies, right? They don't have to worry about their food costs because food is essential. Of course, that's one of the first things that we obviously are providing for those people that can't even get food. But everyone's food supply is free. Now, of course, there'll be instruction and guidance that you don't all go down to the supermarket and organise a party where you're going to cater for all of the people at the party. People just buy food what they want on a daily basis as they need it because, hey, you're going to be moving around and experiencing things and spending time at other people's houses, and it's to make sure that the distribution of food is done in a way where you're not going to get as much waste, and it's going to be part of that process of improving distribution. And people will be easy with that because they're going to be able to obviously explore the different parts of the earth which they haven't done, different cities, at free of cost. And so why would they buy a week's worth of food when they might actually decide at any point to go maybe to Kansas or to go to another part of California, somewhere else? Or
right.
Do you see what I mean? So
it won't make sense.
Yeah.
It won't make sense to hoard the food after that.
Yeah.
You keep your staples in your basement for when you come home. And, I get you.
You might have some supplies just for.
You're talking about that. I'm thinking about how we can fix the housing and the houseless population around here, because once we hit that stage, we then have enough housing for everybody. Because once you eliminate the big corporations, we have housing.
Oh, yeah.
We have housing. We have no shortages of houses that are vacant right now.
Yeah.
The neighborhood I live in, that I grew up in, my rent right now is the same price I bought my first home from less than a mile from here.
Yeah.
$1,300, I purchased my first home. I pay that in monthly rent. That just changed. 3 years ago, you could get a house in this neighborhood still for $800. And that rent was too high, in my opinion, because this is a rundown neighborhood. It is the ghetto. But what I'm saying is, once you take away the people charging rent, and we don't have to pay rent, your house you're living in is just yours.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
And we can start moving people off the street into these vacant houses that are sitting waiting for renters.
Yeah. Not only
there'll be no more blockades to that, because who's checking the rent? Who's taking applications?
Yeah. Not only that, is a lot of people won't be attached to the home that they've called their own home. They'll be quite happy to keep it for as long as they want to keep it. But we're going to be able to rebuild very high quality homes for everyone. And you've got all of the resorts and everything, all of the places that people who are without homes are going to be put into quality places to get them strong and get them ready, so that they may not have been contributing in society, but if they can be fit enough to work, which many of them will be once they're basically looked after and fed properly and given some unconditional love and some help, they'll basically contribute 40 to 50 hours a month like the rest of us, and then they're feeling a part of everything again, and then they're fitting in and they're valued and all that sort of stuff. So they basically get taken care of instantly. They're one of the major focuses, the homeless, like to get them into good places and comfortable, very, very happy again. So this is where
I could see repurposing some of those fancy resorts as a wellness retreat for the houseless. Oh yeah.
And we're going to create loads.
5 swimming pools to rehabilitate and a 5-course meal. We could keep the chefs on staff too.
We don't need. Yeah, but the thing is basically like the people that are supporting those places where there's kind of they're kind of resort places, but they're kind of communes. They're becoming like communes ultimately, but quite high quality ones. We can create those unlimitedly. There's no cost to create them anymore. So everything just is going to be uplifted. That's where it's absolutely the heaven on earth that we can create with this. And that's what people struggle to imagine, because it's obviously so big, but there's nothing to stop us at that point because we own everything. There's no cost to create anything. So what I'm saying is instantly from our majority vote, which can happen within hours of the police and the military giving the nod and saying we're with you, they don't have to worry about their paychecks anymore. They don't have to worry about saying no to their bosses in government and to the heads of police and heads of military, because the heads of military are going to be on their side as well once they understand it as well, and they see that they haven't got a force or the regiment to support them. But they actually get all of it as well. They get to benefit, so they're not going to stand in the way once it's substantiated. So that's where, again, it instantly happens. And then it's just a case of organising people's contributions to focus on humanity and cleaning up the earth. So that's again broadcasted and educated to the people. So again, people probably get together in places of worship, town halls, to say, okay, I'm going to give my 40 hours a month service this week in that, or for a month in this. You know, people are happy to do things even if they're not top of the notch, because they're not a career and they're valuable, they're needed, and people will say, hey, look, you know, we're all creating the heaven on earth together now. We can all basically have the spice of life, change different things that we do from one quarter to the next, you know, bi-weekly, 6 monthly, whatever they want to do. And so this is what some people also struggle with, because they think that people won't be willing to do that. But when you see what the reward is, you know, everyone just being abundant and having that upliftment, of course people will do it, because we're appealing to their conscience for the reasons why we must do this as well. So that's basically the three-phase plan. But I wanted to just go over that with you, because again, I wasn't sure whether you knew too much about it, but it helps again, you know, when you do have the opportunity.
I didn't, but I could see it. I didn't, but I could definitely see it.
Yeah, it's in the hearts. It's in our hearts. We just have to have people that are ready to open their mind and their heart to the possibility and start to envision it, and then it comes real again. It really does come real.
Well, I've been living like it already happened for the last 6 months, so I just decided that I was going to live like the apocalypse was already over and started building food forests. All the parks around me will have raspberries this spring because I'm tired of the deer not having any food and the kids not having any food. So I just went and took like 500 sticks and stuck them in all the parks.
Oh, that's
I might get in trouble.
Awesome.
I don't care.
Oh, that's so awesome of you.
Highly illegal.
It's actually illegal, is it, to do
Can you
that?
believe that? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. Absolutely insane. So this is the thing.
And like, yeah, it's illegal. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's illegal.
Yeah, there's so
Me
many,
doing it isn't the problem.
so many solutions out there to sort the problems out, but they're not being dealt with, and that's why we have to do what we do, because we bring all those solutions into being just like that. Nothing to stop us once we're in steering the ship. So let's get back quickly into what I was sharing earlier, because again, we've only going to have about 25 minutes to obviously answer a few of your questions. But you tell me, what do you want to have a look at next? Because I was showing you a bit about this community, and this is the kind of thing that I'm building or going to build for GPMS members specifically. But this is already available for anyone that wants to buy one of those more expensive programs whenever they're ready. And they get connected into a community where, again, you can learn from other people that are content creators. It's not about... But the great thing is, Michelle, is when we've got a load of people joining us in GPMS, and we get a load of people that do get these programs, we're going to actually be able to influence the people in this community who are already skilled or learning the skills to quite a high level on how to create content, because there's 55,000 members in there. And guess what? Most of them are pretty strong Christians. So they should be, a lot of Christians I find still, they don't necessarily leap at what we're talking about with GPMS, because they're kind of focused on waiting for Jesus to come back and, you know, save everyone. But obviously they don't realize that they've got to do what Jesus commanded, which is love thy neighbor. And this is exactly what we're doing. So they've got to, you know, embody that.
We've got a problem. We've got a problem with the Christians in this country right now. There was a time where I would say that I would have thought that every Christian would have jumped for something like this, but Christianity got warped. It's scary right now. So I kind of avoid the Christians. So, well, I mean, I believe in God. I follow the Bible. I was raised Baptist, but wow, these people have gotten fanatical and weird.
Yeah, well,
just weird.
There's been infiltration.
They need to read the book.
Well, yeah, and there's been infiltration.
Yeah, they need to actually read the book.
Yeah, they need to read it. They need to understand it, and there has been infiltration, but there are quite a few that are kind of obviously, again, they are expanding their consciousness, still within the kind of pure confines of Christianity, but they are getting the understanding of the deeper teaching in there, which is good. But they're still, those ones are still going to be, to a degree, institutionalized, because they feel that the only way to obviously take things forward is purely just sharing the gospel. And sharing the gospel is actually very important. It's a very major part, because a lot of people need to learn the teaching of that. But again, there's got to be a bit more there as well, obviously, with reality and everything else encompassed. So obviously that's true. But yeah, anyway, we'll be able to influence this group on here when we've got a load of people that come from GPMS into there at some point, whether that could be quite soon. We could have, like I say, we actually want to get 10,000 people promoting GPMS online as quickly as possible, because when we have 10,000 people that do 3 videos a day, each video doing on average 300 views, we're reaching millions of people a day on social media. And so that means that we'll get to 1 billion people on social media very, very quickly, right? Because it will grow it exponentially, the number of people helping and all the rest of it. So what I wanted to quickly show you, just to give you an idea, because obviously I've got my website here. So you can't really get that much information on what you get on this course here, but I'm going to share it with you. I'm going to do it via my Canvas. So I'm going to click on the TikTok editor. I just want to show you how simple this course is. It's very, very quick to go through. You could probably go through this in about half an hour. It's got some written text here. Okay, and so basically it introduces what this is. Welcome to the Ultimate Guide of Mastering TikTok Editor. This course will equip you with the knowledge and skills to create engaging, viral-worthy videos. We'll cover everything from basic editing to advanced techniques, ensuring you can produce high-quality content that captures attention. And then it's got some, again, understanding the features, for example, that's what's going to be covered. And then here's the step-by-step guide. So what I've got is about 10 1.5-minute videos. So it's about 15 minutes worth of video. Okay, this shows you just what people would expect if they're uploading a video they pre-recorded. Now, you already know this. What's quite funny is anybody that starts learning this skill, even if they weren't promoting GPMS, they'll basically they'll be getting heaven on earth put in the front of the forefront of their minds. This is the first clip. I'll just show you.
Welcome to Denovan's Easy TikTok Editing Guide. So here we're on my TikTok profile. You see the icons at the bottom of the screen. Just tap on the plus sign to create a video. It will instantly open up your camera, but don't be alarmed by that. It's not filming you, it's just in preparation mode. So you'll see that the record button is showing 10 minutes there. Okay, then you've got 60 seconds, 15 seconds photo, and you can't see on screen there, but it's text as well. There's an option just to do text posts. Okay, so just choose whatever time you want. You can add to that and you can edit to whatever time you want as well.
Okay, so that's just introducing, getting ready to prepare to upload a video, because a lot of people, they've never done it before. So as soon as they press that cross, they can freak out because they see themselves moving. They think, oh, I'm not ready to do it, right? So I've done it in bite-sized pieces just to really walk people through it. And so this is the one where it sort of shows you how you can upload a video from your phone. When you've done your posts, have you always just recorded straight into the app, or have you actually recorded the video and then?
Sometimes I do the video. Sometimes I do the video on my phone first. A lot of the pictures come from my phone, but yeah, I try and just record it in the app because they got all the filters and stuff right there.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So basically, this obviously then sort of just shows how people can upload a video and select the video. This one here is how to access the editor and make basic edits. So have you actually done much cutting of your video, like cut off the beginning of it and the end of it or anything like that? Have you ever done any of that?
No, I do a whole lot. Nope, I do the auto cut stuff. I just let TikTok do it.
Oh, right.
I'll be honest. Like I said, I just started making videos about 3 months ago.
Yeah. No, well, this is the thing. So you can figure out things on your own. I actually figured out quite a lot on my own before I started doing the course or the program that I did. But what I've obviously been able to learn very much more quickly and learn a lot more because I was doing a structured course. So this is where this actually helps you expedite and speed up how quickly you really understand what you're doing. And so again, this just shows like basic cuts, for example, it's a minute long. I'll just show you again this one here.
The icons I use on the right is the second icon from the top. Click on that, and then that brings you into the editor. And so here we are now in the editor, and we'll run through some of the options here. Now I'm looking at the video to see where I want to start the video. The best place to start it is literally as you're speaking without any breaks or pauses, because you want to capture people as soon as they scroll their attention. If there's any pauses, they often just scroll through. They're more likely to scroll through. So here I am selecting the split button, which is at the bottom left hand of the screen. Okay, you can see, and I split it there, and I choose where I want to split it, and then it just allows me to then delete the bit that I split. So again, you can do that throughout the video. You can find bits that you want to edit out, whether it's ums, it's ahs, there's pauses, there's words that you don't want to say. You make mistakes in your video when you recorded it, which you can easily cut out. And you literally just use that scissors to bring up the cut sign, and then you basically cut it, and then you listen to where you want to end the cut, and then you cut that, and then you just delete the block. Okay, it's really, really simple. You can see the delete buttons at the bottom alongside there. So very, very simple to do.
Wow.
So that's
it. It's really simple.
So yeah, so I again, and I'm giving a little bit of background as to why people do this and why they do that. So it just shows exactly how to do it. So it's really intuitive. I won't go through all of them, obviously, but yeah, you can see I've given some written sort of background as well on that as well, so that people can read that and understand what I'm saying as well by reading it. And yeah, so that basically goes through 10 different videos we've got here. You know, step 5, how and when to add captions.
I know it.
All that stuff.
I know a whole group of people that would absolutely eat this up.
Well, there you go.
These are questions I get asked.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
there's a TikTok creator pilot program that I got roped into hosting this person's live one day for several hours. Like, they just weren't there. So I was answering all kinds of questions with my limited freaking knowledge. Yeah, I don't know nothing about that. I handed them a whole bunch of information. Half of it was no good. I'm like, I don't know why you people put me up here. Got me answering what? Yeah. Well, but I did stick around and learn a lot from the lady when she finally showed up.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's the thing. You will learn from these things, but with quite a lot of these things that you can learn from, you often find that there's quite a lot of meat to it, and it can take you a while to get to the actual real things you want to know, which is great. I mean, you can obviously build a bit of a connection with people, but you know what this does is it just gets right to the point. You know, this training it gives you more training on how to edit videos than in that $900 course that I paid for, and it's got advanced techniques that I've learned since doing the course. And this actual training on the editor, there was like about 50 videos I had to watch before I even got to how to edit a video. So, you know, for a lot of people that start out brand new and they've never done any editing, never uploaded a video, and they're interested in making money online or trying to create content, it can be quite overwhelming because they suddenly say, oh, I've got to spend hours and hours and hours watching videos before I'm going to actually really learn anything and be anything. Whereas this, people can watch this in half an hour and then start. You know, and that's it. You know, that's what's really key. So it's a real gap filler. You know, and that's why I think it's good. You know, good for people to get access to.
Yeah, and I've been trying to get away with not investing anything into TikTok too. So that's probably why I haven't gone far. Also,
sure.
I don't pay for promoting or anything like that, and I've learned everything just by experimentation.
Yeah. Well, there you go. So you, like I say, once you've got this, you can supply it on to anyone else, and it doesn't matter if they want to basically promote GPMS or not. They might just be interested in creating content. You might make a connection and say, look, I know I've got a really cool guide. It's only £10. You know, you can have it, and you can, you know, you can learn from it. How to, because once you start promoting videos as well, if you've got any connections, you can say, look at my videos, look how much better they are now. You know, look, because you will see improvement, especially if you're doing it daily. So it's a good testimony. And when you start out with promoting this GPMS, if you do it on a separate account, you can get people to follow your journey. You can start your videos. You can do a video of you talking to saying, oh, I'm really excited about this mission that I'm involved with. And you can give a little bit of information. You can say, yeah, follow me. At the end of the video, say, you can ask them to, if they want more information, drop freedom in the comments. That's what we call a call to action. But you can also say, yeah, follow my journey, watch me grow, and it'd be great to connect. And then you'll start having people follow you just because they want to see how you progress. And then that's where you'll start to build an audience. You'll start having more followers coming, you know, for sure, right? So again, you'll learn about how to do certain things in your videos so that you can target specific people. Hello, darling. Beautiful husky.
I had to explain. He will just sit here in my face and do that until, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
so sorry for the
beautiful husky.
But yeah, I'm gonna do the separate account with those two, and then just the global GPMS. But I'm gonna start it on this account and then send people over to that account here in the next week or two once I set that up.
Yeah, cool.
But I do like this little program.
Yeah, it's awesome. Look, what I would say is that, that's definitely going to help you. And like I say, you're going to get this, which is basically, as I said, it's just something that you can, once you've watched that video and you understand a little bit more from that video, you'll see that you can learn to try and use ChatGPT. It's really simple. I actually have put the prompts in here that I use to get this information back from ChatGPT. So I show you the prompt and then ChatGPT's response. And it's so simple. You just log in with your Gmail. You just log in with your Gmail. and then basically you ask it just with prompts, and you don't have to. I mean, yes, if you can get better at creating the right type of prompts to get better responses back, but straight from the beginning, you can start. Because when it gives you a response, you can then say, "Oh, that's great, but can you make it more with more empathy?" If you're asking it to give you a template of a script, roughly what to say in a video, for example, you can then ask it to add empathy to it. You can ask it to make it so that even an 8-year-old could understand it, and then it will change it for that audience. It's amazing. So you'll get that as well, just as part of the bundle, right? What I wanted to share with you quickly as well is when you set up a free beacon store. So this is what you get access to. It's like the back end of it. So you've got the front end, which is the website that you give out. People will see your links, etc. They can click on the links. They can buy the product from you, etc. Or buy you a coffee or whatever. When it's buy you a coffee, it's a donation. Just it could be a £5 coffee or a £10 coffee or 20 quid or whatever. So their choice, right?
Right.
But basically, you have the back end. So then you have your login details. And again, I log in with my. I created I use my email address, but then I just created a password. That's pretty much it. Very, very simple. So this is how simple it is. Once it's kind of set up, you have like link in your bio. And I'm just showing you a couple of things because, again, it won't make much sense to you now. Right. But again, when you go through the process, again, you play around with it a little bit. You'll start to familiarize yourself with it. This is where I would add my links. If I click on links, I've gone to link in my bio. It gave me a few different options. Links here. These are my links. And so all it is adding a link. Once you've got a link that you want to add, if it's YouTube, if you've got a YouTube channel, you can just basically add a link, and then you just put in that link there, and then you change the name for it. You can see what I've done here: Divine Global People's Monetary System, a bit more, another layer of name there, and that's it. And I just press add basically. So it's really, really simple to do. It's very intuitive, and then basically you can just add digital products here. So digital products. If you click on digital products. These are my ones that I've got added here. So I just put new product, and the process I went through, you're allowed to add a course, but you don't need to. My product that I've given you, when you upload it, just add it as a digital product. Don't add it as a course. You can add unlimited digital products for free, okay? And you just click on that, and then it will come up with this standard template. You can create a photo which matches what you want. You can use my one. Just take a screenshot of it if you want, or you can change it. You can do your own thing. And then you just put in the description, you put in the price point, and obviously when you click on that, for example, you can set the price, you can make it a free product, you can pay what you want, you can mark it as a sale. So again, the more you play around with it, the more you can understand it. It's not complex, it's not technical, but of course it's something new. So you're going to have to kind of play around with it a bit. But if you get stuck with it, just let me know and I can give you a hand, with anything there with that. But
I appreciate you.
Yeah, once you have that set up for free and you're starting to build, so I don't really want that, I'm going to delete that. Once you've set it up for free, once you're building an audience and say you're having people that are interested in doing this, at some point you can go for a paid option with beacons. And the reason why you might want to do that is you do get more features. Not that I really know what those are at this point, but actually every time someone who's part of your audience starts to get the paid features, I don't know if it's like £10 a month or $10 a month or something like that, you get 25% of the commission. You get 25% of the commission.
Okay.
So it's just an affiliate program. So that can add up. So that means as you're getting hundreds and then thousands of people, and even if you're getting on average maybe like say $100 a week or $200 a week, it's another income, just from people starting with a free account and then upgrading, and they want to upgrade for the same reason as you did, because they're looking for ways to monetize. So what I'm just showing is different ways that people can monetize their social media with a growing audience. And part of my purpose with this as well is because I want to help people be able to generate more abundance now on the journey. Because although we can do GPMS potentially in a year, it could take 2 or 3. it could take 5. We don't know.
Right.
So if we can bring more abundance to people who are awakening now, then that's all good. If we can help people get freedom now, that's great. Financial freedom, location freedom, time freedom. But also, because if we can have people focus on promoting GPMS rather than doing a second job or even any job, because they can get enough money from making money online, that's awesome. They can spend 3 hours a day, 4 hours a day, spend more time. Like you can do the activities in 1 to 2 hours a day, right? Especially if you're only going live twice a week. Right. You know, you can do your videos, you know, an hour a day. You can do 3 if you want to. It's up to you how much you do, of course. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm just giving you the guideline there. And then when we create more abundance, there's actually people that we can actually help over in Africa as a collective movement, a growing movement. We can put some money together to actually pay people in Africa who can't do this online stuff because they can't get PayPal plugged in, etc. We can pay them to go to the people in rural areas that don't have smartphones and internet and collect the agreements from them, because there's 4 billion people below line of poverty. So that's where we can get to the majority very quickly worldwide, just from largely the people that are below line of poverty that don't have smartphones or internet. So there's more there as well with how we can preserve life, how we can also maybe even have some other projects on the go which can actually be assuring that people do have food and they don't have to eat lab meat or, you know, eat other things that get forced on the people in the future, if that happens before we get this done. Do you see what I mean? Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it definitely makes sense.
Have you got any questions?
It makes a lot of sense.
We've only got 5 minutes left, but, you know, do you have any?
No, I don't have any more questions. You covered everything. So I will probably be picking this up from you this weekend. At least the $100 one. I know I can swing that.
Oh,
I'm
well, you're
waiting for money in an account right now.
Oh, right. So you're actually thinking about getting the launch pad, yeah? So you can get into the community. What I need to explain to you about that one, because I didn't want to go too much into detail with that, because obviously a lot of people will start with the £10 bundle, and I'm not here to assume that you are wanting to buy something more first. So with that launch pad, you get it's a more sophisticated thing. You can set this free beacons up, but what it comes with a done for you website, but you do have to pay a one-off fee for that, which is $39 for the done for you website. It's also got an email campaign of about 20 emails, which is what people, when they subscribe to you on that website, you get.
Right.
Do you know what a landing page is? I'm going to use some terms here that are going to be new probably to you. Do you know what a landing?
No, not really.
Okay. So what happens is you get a website. What you have to do is you get shown step by step, and we've got people in their 80s that have done this. It takes a bit of persistence and determination to go through the process of watching the video and then doing what it tells you to do. But it takes a few days probably on average to actually set that up, because you've got quite a lot to plug together.
Okay.
You've got to plug your PayPal in. What it also asks you to do is buy a domain name. So you get the website, but you have to get a domain name with a professional email, because what happens is basically you can promote that website specifically. Now, I would suggest that you would add it to your beacons rather than actually having it as your main link on your TikTok. You would add it as a link to your beacons. Up to you what you do. But what people generally do with their website is they've got this landing page. What it is, I'll show you what mine looks like. Okay, I've got it's one of the links actually I've got on here. You see Legacy with Den. This is my landing page. Okay, so here it says discover how to build the free world. I've actually tailored it to say that. It didn't say that. It said how to have a successful online digital business. This step-by-step system has already helped thousands generate income, plus get instant access to the Freedom Formula, Blueprint, PDF, your step-by-step guide. This is what you're promoting to other people who might want to make money online.
Right.
They put their email in. As soon as they do that, if I put my email in, we've only got a couple of minutes, so I'll have to do this quickly. Right. This is what happens, okay? Right, it's going to send it's going to pop up instantly. So I'll click on yes, send me the blueprint now. I've put my own video in here, okay? Which I don't know if you've seen this video, but I've actually, I've got it on my website here. They can then go into the website, but the standard one is Michelle, who created these programs, talking about these programs and how you can basically generate income from online on home. And she's like made millions of dollars, and it's like kind of helping people understand how they can make money online. So I've obviously done my own video. Right, I could help you with your own video if you wanted to do one for yourself on here, or you could do it yourself. I can show you how you just change it. You'll learn how to do that. It's actually simpler than you realize, but again, it's something that you would have to go through the process of doing, and you wouldn't do it straight away. So this is one of the reasons why I normally would recommend for people, especially that maybe need a little bit of practice and sort of a gentle sort of going into it, would start with the beacons with the £10 product possibly. You can start with this, and I'm sure you can get it up and running within a week. But you might find it a little, you don't want to rush it. You just want to take your time, not be stressed over it. You've got tech support as well that helps you. But there is that extra cost. You have to pay for the domain name for a year. You have to pay for the domain name for a year and for the email, which matches your website, your chosen domain name. And that might cost you about 30.
So then I'll wait on that.
Yeah. So go for the, I would personally recommend starting with the bundle for £10. But we're gonna cut
I
off.
just didn't see that one on there.
Yeah.
I thought maybe we had a communication difference with the £10 to $100, but I get it now. I got you.
We've got the £10
But
bundle.
thank you for your time, man.
Yeah, the £10 bundle gives you the TikTok editor. Yeah, you got that. Okay, cool. We're gonna cut out. It's great to see you. Thank you so much. See you again.
Thank you. I'll see you when you're live later.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'll see you there. Cheers now. Take care.